Let's begin. I'm going to take you back there. Feel all weight drift away. How are you feeling?
Good, I think.
Do you recall anything from the session? Focus. What is happening?
This was the day Billy was taken.
Winnie the Pooh, Winnie the Pooh, blood and honey too, blood and honey too. Oh boy. Okay, I just had to do that. Okay, so if you don't know, I have seen Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I talked about it in my worst of 2023 video. Or my best and worst of 2023. And I absolutely despised it. If you want to hear me do a complete rant about it and actually go further into detail, well, I recommend watching or listening to the cinematic duo that I do with my friend Paula. We did a whole episode where we talked about the crappiness of that entire film, and we basically go off on it. So I would recommend watching that because, you know, especially if you want to hear just me like scream and shout and let it out, there you go. That's what it is. So it'll be in the description. But when they said, "Hey, we're going to do a sequel to this," I immediately was sighing and thought like, "Oh boy, this is going to be stupid." And then the fact they're doing a whole fairy tale dark universe kind of thing, I immediately thought like, well, I'm going to hate this. And then this was released on Peacock not too long ago. So I decided, you know what, let's just get this over with. Let's just do it. And I will say this, it's not as bad as the first one was. But having said that, it's still a piece of crap. So it's still a turd. So let's talk about the positive first. Well, this takes place a little bit after the events of the first film. And they've basically, they've stayed in the woods and, kind of grown, I guess. And then they're like, oh, wait, we need to wreak havoc again. So they go and do that. And that's basically the whole plot. So positivity first. Winnie actually looks better. He doesn't look like he got like his outfit and, his mask from like Walmart. He instead looks like something you would see like a Spirit Halloween store. So a little better. I was like, okay, you guys actually put a little bit more effort into this, but okay, yay. It looks better. It's not as long as the first one. Like the first one, I think was almost 2 hours. I don't know. Like memory faded after that one because I lost brain cells watching the first one. But this one is an hour and a half, so it's infinitely shorter. And there are some moments, like there's a moment where Winnie the Pooh is holding a chainsaw and it's on fire. And it actually looked kind of cool. Like, I'm not going to lie. I was going like, okay, that looks cool. I like that. Now, let's get into the stupidity. Stupid characters again. And they imply that the first movie didn't happen and that it's a movie version of what actually happens. They don't need to do that at all. And if you've seen the first movie, you would kind of understand. But yeah, like the first 5 minutes they say like, oh yeah, that film version of like the events that happened. And I was like, wait, what? So you're basically just going to say, oh yeah, that didn't happen. It's just a fiction. It's a movie version of what happened. And it does not need that at all. But then again, this is one of those movies where I kept asking questions and was going like, wait a minute, why are you doing, oh wait, hold on. It's in the title. Like, I'm not going to keep questioning this because I'm not going to get answers. Some of the kills look kind of cool. They're kind of cool, but they unfortunately, the effects look like something you can honestly do in After Effects in 10 minutes. And very, very much like the first movie. But honestly, this one, it felt like they had a little bit more money to it. But still, it's like what is this? They also say that, Pooh and his friends can now talk. And in the first movie, they couldn't talk. But now in this one, they can. No explanation. You know, you could say that because time has passed since the first movie, you could say they learned how to speak English. Well, like, I don't know if they watched any YouTube videos in the woods, or somebody accidentally dropped a Webster's dictionary. You don't know. So they just know how to do it, which is really stupid. And I can basically pick apart this movie like crazy, and like some of the kills feel like they're from a low quality Mortal Kombat game. Like back when Midway was still making it, they had like the first 3 games, and then after that, it just kind of went downhill a little bit. It was just like, yeah, no. Luckily, NetherRealm came in and rebooted it. The editing is so choppy, and it's a spoiler, but I don't think a lot of people care for me to spoil Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey. I really don't think we care, but they try to throw a plot twist in there where it's revealed that Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh are actually related. And it's just some of the stupidest things ever. And like, you have something like that, or you even have something like when you can't afford the rights to Google, you go to Milne and its mascot is a bear with honey. Like, I'm not kidding you. Very low-hanging fruit. Like, see this? See, we're trying to be clever. No, you're not. You're being stupid. So, somehow, this was not worse than the first one. But that being said, it was still bad. They try to add a little bit more lore to both Christopher Robin and Winnie the Pooh. But, of course, it's ridiculous and outrageous and stupid. I understand it's stupid on purpose, but come on. Like, really? This one didn't make me angry like the first one did, mainly because I knew what I was getting into. And, I definitely, it's definitely it's one of the worst films of 2024. And, the fact that they already greenlit a third one, and they're going to do a Bambi movie, they're doing a Pinocchio movie, they're doing a Peter Pan movie. I don't understand why they're doing this. I just don't. And, unless people ask me to, or it's revealed that they are just some of the worst films ever, and it's like, you need to see this to believe it, like the first one was, then okay, maybe I'll watch it, but for right now, I don't know. But like I said, this didn't piss me off as much as the first one did. And like I said, if you want to listen to me just rant and let loose, I'd recommend checking out the Cinematic Duo episode, because it's about an hour and a half, 2 hours of just pure yelling on that one. So in the description if you want to check that out.
All of Ashdown will burn.